Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the managing director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're yet again talking about retirement visas. This is quite a hot topic here recently, as there have been fundamental changes with respect to the enforcement apparatus associated with Thai retirement visas, especially when it comes to the issue surrounding what I would call, bank balances here in the kingdom, etc. The thing to take away from this video, in my opinion, is the first thing to take away is you need to understand that when you're talking about Thai immigration in the country, in the Kingdom of Thailand, versus the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and its various embassies and consulates stationed abroad, you're talking about two different institutions. I tried to do a video on this with respect to discussing better coordination that's occurring between these two institutions, but something that needs to be kept in mind, these are two different institutions. Thai immigration here, which operates under the auspices of the Ministry of the Interior, they have a different mandate, and they also have a different set of policies, a different set of regulations and rules pertaining to how they operate and how they hand out status here in the kingdom. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs abroad, who primarily operates abroad, they have a different set of mandates, guidelines, rules, and regulations pertaining to the issuance of visas. So that's the first thing to take away from this video is, we're talking about two qualitatively different things. Immigration, Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Okay, now that being said, even within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you've got different posts that have different protocols with respect to issuance of visas at a local level. So some jurisdictions may be able to issue visas for a prolonged period of time. For example, in the United States, it's possible to get a one-year retirement visa, whereas in other jurisdictions, it may not be possible to get a one-year retirement visa. For example, a 90-day visa may be the only option. Also, another thing to keep in mind is honorary consulates, which exist in many jurisdictions. Honorary Thai consulates can issue visas, but oftentimes they only have the ability to issue visas with a more truncated duration of lawful status. So those who have, for example, in a business visa context, the Thai consulate in New York is empowered to go ahead and issue a one-year multi-entry B visa, whereas, an honorary consulate, for example, in Texas or something, is only entitled to issue 90 days at a time. Now, those rules were changed relatively recently, but that being said, it's something to note that there is a difference not only between Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Immigration, but also qualitatively between embassies and consulates general, and then consulates general, embassies, and honorary consulates. So you're talking about a whole mishmash of different rules that are going to be applied rather differently on a local level. Now, my personal opinion is down the road, we're going to see better coordination and sort of a more broadly uniform policy that sort of operates throughout the overall system. But that being said, I think we're going to always, for example, with Americans, I think we're always going to see a system whereby it is going to be possible for a Thai retirement visa to be issued for a one-year duration out of the United States. And for that reason, it's going to be, and they're going to have different rules regarding how they're going to issue visas over there. So, for example, immigration here in Thailand, their mandate is to go ahead and show that that individual is living here, because they are, especially if they're in an extension status. And if they are living here, they need to go ahead and see evidence that that individual can support themselves in the kingdom. And the two ways that they've determined are best to do that is 800,000 baht in a bank account or 65,000 baht in income coming in on a monthly basis throughout a given calendar year. Again, big joke, Surchat Hakpan, the head of immigration, has dictated that throughout the year 2019, they will show some leniency with respect to, somebody may not be able to show income for the full year. They get up to September, but they can only show from like January to September. They don't have any income going back because the policy was different in their previous application. They were able to use, for example, income affidavits. No longer the case now. There's going to be some leniency given throughout 2019, but that being said, moving forward, those are the two ways, 800,000 or 65,000 coming in on a monthly basis. The American consulates have a different mandate. Now, they still want to see financial requirements being met. It's a little bit more stringent when you're using the U.S. Embassies and consulates with respect to criminal background checks, etc. But in another video on this channel, it's looking more and more like it's probably not going to be possible for people to go ahead and convert into retirement visa status in the kingdom off of things like tourist visas or 30-day stamps. So in the future, we might have to see everybody, for example, coming from the United States, needing to get a retirement visa before they come to Thailand and then extending that status at that point. But the thing to take away from this video in conclusion is we're talking about, generally speaking, two different sets of rules, and then within MFA, there's a stratification with respect to the kind of travel documents that can be issued, the duration thereof, etc. And then their rules vary to some degree. They vary from what immigration here in the kingdom mandates. And for this reason, it's a good idea to really understand the rules with respect to your given jurisdiction. But yes, the balances and the income requirements, asset requirements, that's still going to be there. But what I have seen over the years in seeing retirement visas issued out of, for example, the U.S., a Thai bank account might not have been necessary. They wanted to go ahead and see assets in the U.S., and as long as that was proved up, that seemed to be sufficient. I think, at least for the near term, that's probably going to remain. So I think we're still going to see some differentiation between the rules that exist with respect to issuance of retirement visas in, for example, the United States and jurisdictions abroad, and that's going to be different from the rules that are mandated with respect to application for extension of status here in the kingdom in retiree status.